Become a True God, Chapter 6, Preparing to Return to Planet Earth. At this time Yichen saw a lake, and around the lake there were many naked girls who were bathing in the fresh lake water, saw a figure of beauty with a slim and curvaceous body, snow-white skin, crystal-clear eyes, and a face like a goddess. When Yichen wanted to hug and kiss the goddess, suddenly his eyes were blurred, and when he realized he was in his bed. Again the dream appears after Yichen learned the technique of the king's heart. Every time he slept, he always dreamed of a spring dream where he saw many very beautiful girls, but every time he wanted to pick her up everything was blurry and he was in bed. It has been a year and a half after Yichen started his training. His figure now is not like before. He now has a height of 182 centimeters, his body is no longer thin like it used to be, and now it is filled with muscles. His face is very handsome, his hair is long because it is not cut. For 1.5 years. Yichen got up from the bed. He tipped his sign into a ponytail and left out of the ancient house. Yichen immediately flew towards the forest and left the Wheel of Time. He looked around to find subjects to warm up. Finally, after walking around for a few minutes, he found a magic monster named the Wolf of Fire. The magic monster had a height of 2.5 meters and a length of 3 meters. 50 centimeters, large fangs of fire. Yichen immediately landed in front of the Fire Fangs wolf, saw the arrival of Yichen. The fangs of the Fire Fist immediately roared and put on standby mode. The Wolf of Fire Fangs immediately pounced towards Yichen and opened his mouth to prepare to tear Yichen. The Wolf of Fire Fangs was getting closer, but Yichen did not dodge it. Yichen instead raised his hand. Bam! Yichen's hands gripped the wolf's fire fangs and raised them into the air. The two hot fangs were as if he could not hurt Yichen's palm. Yichen then twisted his body 360 degrees, and he turned faster, and Yichen throwed the Wolf of Fire Fangs into the air. The Fire Fang wolf was thrown for tens of miles and finally hit the ground and made a hole as large as hundreds of meters. Yichen then flew in the direction he threw the Wolf of Fire. When he got there he saw the Fire Fang wolf get up, then run with lightning speed like seeing a ghost. Seeing the Fire Fang wolf run away, Yichen shook his head. Too bad, even though I just started warming up. When Yichen was about to look for new monsters to warm up, a familiar voice called to him, so he turned over. Chen, come with me, there are important things I want to tell you. Then Gu Xian went towards the house. Yichen flew behind Gu Xian. Sit down. Yichen immediately sat opposite Gu Xian. Master, there are important things you want to tell you. It has been almost 20 months since I trained you, and you also have mastered all the skills that I have. Now is the time for you to go to your place of origin and solve your own ancient body problems. Yichen, I understand, teacher. And remember well my last words, protect what is guarded for you even though the whole world is hostile to you, and in this world strength is everything. If you have no power, then you will be trampled by strong people and all things that are guarded will be stolen from you. Gu Xian was right 1.5 years ago when Yichen did not have the strength of the thing he was guarded and loved to steal from the strong and rich, and when he decided to climb the path to eternity, he swore in the future to protect the precious things he had. And make sure you do not expose the inheritance of a sage god, because if it is known by greedy people, it will be dangerous for you. Gu Xian advised Yichen. The words he said were very serious. Even including the person closest to me, teacher? Yichen asked. Yes, that includes the people closest to you, because if it leaks, all the realm gods will surely hunt you down, even including your relatives or wives in the future. Heard the consequences, Gu Xian. Yichen said was quite surprised. Students will always remember the words of the teacher just now. Now the master also has a personal request. When you are strong enough, I want you to take care of my daughter. She is called Gu Sun, and now she is in the Star of the Holy Sky, which is one of the star kings in our domain today, and I hear that she is new. I have just been appointed as the personal servant of the snow butterfly goddess. Of course Yichen also knew his master had told the 4 most beautiful women in the West. Many strong men from various stars were willing to die to get their beauty. one of them was named Dongfang Xiu, who also had the nickname of the snow butterfly goddess. "Teacher, why does he not live with you?" Yichen asked, quite curious. "It's a long story that he really hates me. That's why he doesn't even want to see me." Gu Xian gripped his chest like in pain. Master Yichen immediately stood up and tried to support him. "Sorry Chan, I can't tell you that. When I remember that mistake, my heart felt stabbed by hundreds of knives, so I'm sorry, I can't tell you." Gu Xian tried to stabilize his sitting position. Yichen actually asked what was wrong that made his daughter angry with him, but seeing the teacher's current condition he did not dare to ask, and just nodded. "Good teacher, I promise if one day I have great strength then I will take care of your daughter." Yichen patted his chest while promising. "Thank you very much." Then Gu Xian took the ring on the ring finger and handed it to Yichen. "Kiddo, in this storage ring there are a few items that help to raise your cultivation quickly." Yichen shook his head shaking. "Teacher doesn't need me to bother you enough already. Take this. I deliberately prepared for your departure." Gu Xian continued to offer the storage ring to Yichen. Because Yichen is helpless, can only accept it. "Thank you teacher. Now you can go inside the storage ring. There is also a teleportation stone to return to your original planet. I also taught you how to use it in the past." Yichen, "Good, teacher. When do you think we can meet again?" "Only time can answer that," Gu Xian said while stroking his beard. "Then teacher, see you later." Yichen activated the teleportation stone and a Mukul black hole. Yichen immediately jumped inside. Seeing Yichen's figure go, Gu Xian was relieved. "Ah." A blood arrow shot out from Gu Xian's mouth. "It seems like my time isn't long." The reason he didn't tell Yichen was because he was afraid that if Yichen found out, he would be sad. Before leaving from the world, there was still one more thing that he wanted to realize. Gu Xian flew away towards the horizon.